What's going on, it's SBM Boxing. From could subscribe. Let's speak boxing. I wanted to create this video about various discussions, various topics, a lot of conversation, posts, and things like that revolving around Canelo Alvarez. A lot of people sitting there saying that he's cherry picking, sitting there saying that he's not top pound for pound, sitting there saying that he's not fighting the elite African Americans out there and just avoiding them, those fighters as a whole. Or he's ducking Charlo. Look, man, you know, it sounds all good. You know what I'm saying? It sounds good. But let's take a step back and let's talk about the sources. Yes, Crawford saying that, sitting there talking about Charlo. Look, at the end of the day, you can't just go out there and just say, you know, there's a little thing called evidence and there's a little thing called facts. You know what I'm saying? It sounds all good, and maybe it strikes emotions based on your biased opinion, how you feel about certain fighters, and in your mind, you justify certain things, but the facts state different. You can't be a fighter you can't be a fighter claiming you're top pound for pound, and you're fighting, and you're a champ, and you're fighting once a year. Versus Canelo, 2, 3, maybe 4 times this year, jumping up in weight, fighting champions, super active. You can blame it on your promoters, you can blame it on discussions. At the end of the day, the hurdles that he's been facing. Look, he had issues with DAZN. He said, fuck y'all, I'm breaching my contract because I want to fight. And guess what? He is fighting. And guess what? He is taking on champs. And guess what? People can sit there and say what he wants, but he's fighting Billy Joe Saunders. He's fought Triple G. He's fought Daniel Jacobs. The ones that Mr. fucking Charlo was scared to fight. Yeah, he's not going to admit it now. Because why? Because it's already been done. Canelo's already fought him. Years have passed. Daniel Jacobs, if you know boxing, and you boxing channels out there, if you know boxing, and I know you know boxing, you're just being fucking biased. If you know boxing, you know damn well when Daniel Jacobs 2 years ago, man, Charlo couldn't be in the same room. Charlo would tighten up real quick. Now, when Hurd was in the room, he's quick to run his mouth. Hurd's there, hey, he's a tough guy. Daniel Jacobs stepped in the room. What had happened was, and then when Triple G locks in a fight, now he talks shit. When Triple G's after the fight and he's available, you don't hear shit from him. And that's facts. That's facts. That's facts. And Crawford has all the skills and the ability in the world. All the skills. And you can talk a big game, and don't get me wrong. He has the skills. He has the potential. But don't sit there and convince, dude, in the welterweight division, you have to mix it up with Porter. You have to mix it up with Thurman. You have to mix it up with Garcia. Shit, you should even fight Ugas. That's the top welterweights. Don't sit there and say that you're the best of the best. You're the king of the division. Yeah, you have the skills, but have you proved it? Has Ryan Garcia proved it? Absolutely. Well, actually, no. Ryan Garcia did. That was a big-ass milestone. That was a big-ass hurdle, and that was a big-ass achievement, beating Luke Campbell. So I'm going to take a step back with Ryan Garcia because, A, that was a good-ass fight, and that was more like a Porter in the division or Thurman in the division, because Luke Campbell's a bad motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So I digress. But until Crawford can sit there and say and blame the promoters all day. At the end of the day, who cares? I'm not gonna sit there and judge a tree by I'm gonna judge him by the fruit that it bears, not the fruit that he talks about. I'm gonna sit there and just, it's actions, man. Don't give me excuses. And maybe you are right, but don't sit there and downplay Canelo, especially in your situation. Canelo left the zone just because he wanted to fight and make the fights happen. And he wanted to be active. He didn't want someone to step in and justify what they consider a premium fight for the pay. And right now, he has a huge following. He has a huge backing. Crawford, you got to mix it up with Porter. They've been calling you out. You got to mix it up with Thurman. You got to mix it up with Ugas. Shit, mix it up with Danny Garcia. At least something. Whereas Spence, Spence has fought. All right, I understand Mikey Garcia, but it was still a great opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Got in a car accident, bounced back, and fought Danny Garcia. He's fought Porter. So he's mixing it up, and he's talking about fighting Ugas. Who are you fighting? You know what I'm saying? But I'm not saying that Crawford doesn't have the skills whatsoever. But this whole shit, as far as Canelo, you know, Canelo has jumped up in weight, down in weight. You're talking about a smaller guy jumping up in weight, multiple divisions, fighting champions, fighting the guys in the divisions, speaking about, hey, I just want to fight. I want to unify. When Triple G was the boogeyman, he literally said, yo, I'm coming up in weight and I'm fighting the boogeyman. The boogeyman that Charlo didn't want to fight. The champs. Same thing with Andrew Jacobs. Hey, I'm a smaller guy, but hey, I'm going to fight you. But let's not forget that. Let's not forget that. Okay, he lost to Mayweather, cool. But his resume, dude, you can't compare to any of these fighters Canelo's resume. Love him or hate him, but you got to respect him. And he's achieved a lot, dude. That motherfucker right now is the pound for pound king in boxing, period. That's just, it is what it is. You can sit there and put Crawford all you want up there. You can sit there and put Anthony Joshua up there all you want. But at the end of the day, you just can't compare, man. You just, let's look in the mirror and have a serious conversation with yourself as to why you're hating on Canelo. Have a good one.